Hi, I'm speaking to you from my home. Once again, the office in Crowfoot is closed, but my staff and I are working remotely so that we are able to still answer the phone if you call and respond to email and give people the help they need. So we are still working, just not in the office in Crowfoot. Since last Friday, there have been new announcements about the different aid measures that the federal government has announced. The main one this week was the further expansion of the wage subsidy program, wherein the federal government is going to subsidize 75% of wages for businesses that have experienced at least a 30% drop in revenue. This also applies to charities that employ people, nonprofit societies, basically any entity with employees should be able to qualify for this benefit if they meet the other criteria. On top of the CERB benefit, that is targeted towards any individual that has lost their income due to coronavirus, and the small business emergency measures they've announced, which include the availability of emergency credit to help small businesses pay their non-wage fixed costs in the short term. These are the main basic programs that the federal government has outlined. So for the most up-to-date information, please go on to my website, patkellymp.ca, and on my website I have links to the most up-to-date information from all levels of government for both health and economic aid measures. Now, during this period, we are still as parliamentarians, we are still involved in holding the government to account and to make sure that democratic accountability to Parliament still takes place. Right now, the Parliamentary Health Committee and the Parliamentary Finance Committee are meeting to give parliamentarians the opportunity to represent their constituents to ensure that concerns of real Canadians that we all receive as MPs can be conveyed directly to the government and to their officials and get answers that Canadians need. So this week, the Finance Committee met for the first time. My colleagues that are on that committee raised many of the questions that I have heard from constituents here in my office. Small business owners that have emailed me to say that the aid measures are not going to save their business, and that may have catastrophic effects across the economy if our small businesses can't survive this pandemic. So we are raising these questions with the government and officials. In some cases, responses have come back wherein they have said that they have flagged these issues and are going to work toward a solution. Some of the answers were not quite so reassuring, but we are going to continue to raise these questions and concerns until they are addressed. That's our responsibility as parliamentarians, and we're going to continue to execute these responsibilities. So I have had a lot of correspondence from constituents who have pointed out various ways in which aid measures fall through or fail to address their own specific concerns, and I welcome those emails, and I am going to do my best to continue forwarding them through to ensure that they end up part of the national discussion around solutions to the economic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I ask all of you to, and I do want to also mention, in addition to all of the latest links for health and economic concerns, I have a statement on my website about the MP salary raise. I will just say now that mine will be donated, and that I certainly oppose the raise, and we asked the government to ensure that the raise not take place before they tabled their emergency legislation, and it hasn't happened. But my statement is on the website if people want a little more on that, or feel welcome to contact me. So I encourage everyone to, again, stay safe, be aware of the latest health recommendations and requirements from local and provincial and federal authorities, and also be kind to our essential service providers. there are many people who are still working. They're providing essential services to Canadians. And these employees, these workers, they are just as concerned for their health and safety and for their families as everyone else. And they are working in a very stressful environment. And so I encourage everyone to acknowledge that and be aware of the contribution of those that are providing essential services to all of us. And so be kind, be considerate, and that way we can all come through this just a little bit better. So stay safe, be kind, and I will return with further updates. Again, my website as well as my social media feeds contain ongoing information as this progresses.